everybody? It's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. Hope everybody's doing good. Before I get started, as always, I want to encourage and actually challenge you to support the work that we do at the Odyssey Project and have been doing for decades. Everything from our research center to our think tank and the programs like Black Men Lead, which are so underfunded and undersupported, but so desperately in need. We need your support. Show some love. The link to support is in the description box. If you prefer to give by way of Cash App, that information is also in the description box. I'm going to get right down to this. In case you haven't heard, and this is a side note, in case you haven't heard, Takeoff of the Migos, 28 years old, was gunned down in Houston. The details are still a little sketchy. Things are starting to come out. It seems like he was actually hit by one of his own people shooting at someone else, but not, having a gun doesn't mean you know how to use it. It doesn't mean that you are going to be effective in defending or protecting. And whatever was going on, I'm not going to get into the rumor part of it about, how it jumped off and all that. I'm going to let that play out and let the facts find foundation. But that happened, and if you want to hear my perspective on it and why it's so much bigger than this one incident, view the video prior to this one, and it's all there. What I want to talk about now is just how much we lack power, just how much we lack political and economic influence, and it shows in so many different ways. It shows in our inability to control things like violence in our community. It shows in our inadequacies in educating our youth. It shows across the spectrum in politics and everything else. But one thing that Dr. Klingman brought to attention, and it's so right, is that you want to really see how powerless we are and how little we actually own and control. Look at the entertainment industry, specifically in visual media, and look at how many movies about iconic black people have been made in the last 10 years. The most recent, if I'm not mistaken, is Till, about Mamie Till, the mother of Emmett Till, and her strong stance on ensuring that the world saw what happened to her son by having an open casket, which was really what many people contribute to the launch of the civil rights movement. Contrary to belief that it was about a Montgomery situation with, sorry, I'm just looking. It's raining around here. People are having accidents, and it's a pretty nasty one right there. But anyway, all these movies are made and controlled by people who don't look like us, who don't represent our interests, and who we consistently declare to be our enemies. And while it's never that easy and simple and complex, because there are some allies among those who look different, and there are some enemies among those who look like us. And so we have to be able to understand all that. But generally speaking, when we talk about a white racial caste system, we're talking about the wealth, power, and control of whites, and it being used to maintain the leverage and control and power that they possess. So here's the thing, though. Every last one of these movies about our iconic figures are created, produced, and presented by non-black entities. And what does that mean? Oh, that means quite a bit. Number one is we don't control the narrative, how the story is told. We don't get to control the bends and the presentations. We get what they give us. And their version is always going to be a lot less truthful as it pertains to just how dark stuff has been in this vein. But more importantly, they are literally enriching themselves off of our icons. They're taking our icons and making money predominantly off of us. Now, there are obviously going to be other people who are going to watch this movie besides black people because it has some historical significance and people are watching. And, you know, people are going to watch a lot of other things for the same reason. But here's the thing. Whenever you enrich your enemy, you also finance your own demise. Let me say that again. Whenever you enrich your enemies, you also finance your own demise. I've been saying this for a long time. We're the only people complain about our oppression while simultaneously financing our demise. Our mindset and consumerism constantly causes us to receive money into our communities by way of our hard-earned labor, our hard labor, our hard-earned income, and we turn around and we spend it right back into the vein of a white economic system that does not support us, that in many instances is diametrically opposed to our advancement and our empowerment. That's a problem. I've been saying that for years, but when you look at it from where Dr. Klingman was talking about, he's talking about a situation where they've literally created just one more mechanism where they exploit us. They take our icons, make movies about them. We get excited about it. Here's another movie about somebody that is this, but they are enriching themselves with our story. And then they are taking the economic power through that enrichment and using it to keep us at bay. We are literally financing our demise in several ways. Number one, we're going to go out and blow up theaters. Anything black, anything that resembles black and power or black and recognition, we're going to go out and we're going to blow up the theaters. We're going to spend our money. Well, that's enriching them, not us. That's empowering them, not us. We get what we always got: symbolism. We get symbolism. We have been held in place by symbolism so long that we actually think that's the victory. One of the most insulting things that I've ever seen that was so welcomed and received by a large number of blacks was the politician in Washington sitting in the lobby of one building, kneeling with African garb on, as, you know, paying tribute in some way. I forget what it was about, but I remember it was several years ago, and they did it, and everybody jumped on it like that meant something. What did it? They went right in after they did that and wrote up policies that work against us, and we were all on it. We've gotten symbolism. The symbolism put Biden and Harrison in office to spike their horrible records in the black community. Symbolism. We just need something to say we belong, something to say we are part of it, something to say we've arrived, that we're accepted. Your acceptance into a system not built for you is not a good thing. It means that when you're accepted in something that's not designed for you to win, and you're accepted in it, it means you're holding your role. You are carrying your role. You're doing exactly what they need you to do in that system for the system to work. That's when you start seeing people get called out, being knocked down, being pushed around, being hamstrung. Those are the people that they're afraid of. Those are the people that are sitting there. You're not towing the line. You're not behaving the way we want you to. You're not acting how we need you to act. Being accepted in this system is not a good thing. It's saying that we're not doing what we need to do to empower ourselves, because when you're accepted, you're not a threat. When you start saying, I'm going to empower myself, I'm going to enrich myself, I'm going to own something, then they take notice of you. And all of a sudden you become a conspiracy theorist. All of a sudden you become a divisive force. All of a sudden you become a hate monger. All of a sudden, and the thing is this, anyone who knows me knows I'm not for hatred. That's way too much of a heavy load to carry. I'm done with that forever in my life, but I am about self-preservation. I am about self-love. I am about me and my loved ones and my people and my community first. And anything and anyone that moves against me doing well for my family and my loved ones and my community and my people are the enemy. And enemies get treated like enemies. It doesn't require hate. It requires responsible action. My responsible action is to defend what I am responsible for defending, to take care of what I'm responsible of taking care of. It's time that we stop financing our own demise. It's time that we stop enriching our enemies and allowing them to use our iconic figures to do it. What does that look like? Let's put some minds together, some heads together. I know some filmmakers. Tony Lindsay is one. We've had him on the show a couple of times. I know a couple of others. I know some writers. I know people we can put together. I know that we have the ability to do far more than what we're doing. I mean, make some noise. Don't just sit there and it's like before integration, we had our own theaters, we have our own cab, we had our own cab companies, we had our own bus companies, we had our own shoe stores, cleaners, all the things that we go to others now and pay them to do. We had it and we sacrificed it. So the one thing I know for sure is that we're capable, but the thinking has to change. See, integration was the idea that being accepted and allowed into their institutions and their establishments was progressive, and it's proven to be the opposite. And even before his murder, Dr. King said, I'm afraid I've integrated my people into a burning house. What that means is integration comes with consequences. And it's not about going off somewhere and not having contact. It's about having enclaves like every other group that has community enclaves. You support within the community first. You build from within the community. Your focus is the community. We're not community minded anymore. We're individual minded. We've been sold the idea of the American dream more than any other person. You hear everybody talking about it, but nobody chases the American dream more than the black person. We spend on average $2 billion a year on Jordans, while whites have 6 times the amount of median household wealth we have. We buy twice as many Mercedes every year as they do. That is the problem. And so what I'm calling on you and asking you to do is, it's time to step up. It's time to do something different. It's time to sit up and say, I am not going to participate, definitely not going to finance my own demise. That means getting behind things that empower you. That means being more aware of your dollar. It's nothing to me more frustrating to have my dollar weaponized against me. And the truth of the matter is, some things I just can't help. Some things you need, and it's hard to find it anywhere else except through where it's available. But just going out on things that are not necessities, just so I can say I have it, that's taking some time for me to learn and get down and be really truly committed to. And a lot of people just sit up and say, you know, for someone that's supposed to be doing this and this, you don't have this. I don't need it. Man, I look at the money that I wasted trying to prove that I've arrived, and how much of that could have been spent doing what I'm so passionate about. Not that I haven't put a lot into what I'm passionate about. I spent a lot, but a lot of it I spent on things that had no value, that did not serve me, that enriched them, and I had to learn. So I'm not sitting up acting like I've always had the answer and that everybody is stupid. No, we're doing what we were programmed to do. But the time now is to reprogram. And so I'm about to get off of here, but I want to put that on your mind. And once again, I'm going to challenge you. Support the work we're doing. We're one of only about 2 or 3 black think tanks in America. I count the ADOS think tank. I count Dr. Anderson's Harvest Institute and the Odyssey Project. We are one of the largest, if not the largest, black research centers thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours to understand the dynamics and the enigmas and the schematics and all of the things that are moving against us to develop solutions. We do the work. Black Men Lead is the most influential rite of passage program. I have no problem partnering with anybody that's talking rite of passage. The name doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get my name on stuff. I'm trying to get my people to win. So we need all that, but I need your support. We need your support. Anybody with true boots on the ground needs your support, because anything that actually works will never get real massive funding. Nope, not gonna happen. They will fund all kind of bullcrap programs that look good on the surface, but lack the real true foundational principles and schematics that work. Pay attention. Don't get caught up in the flashy stuff. Look at what it's producing. What does the scripture say? A tree will be known by the fruit it bears. I don't care how much you dress it up. What is it producing? On that note, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. You guys have an unbelievable remainder of your day.